Developed by super awesome hyperdimensional mega team and published by Adult Swim Games, Rise and Shine is a 2D side-scrolling action-adventure game that is on PC and Xbox One. The game follows a young boy named Rise and the legendary weapon he comes across, Shine, which is given to him by Link, the legendary warrior. The two embark on saving the world of Gamearth using the power given by Shine, the ability to respawn. If that synopsis doesn't give it away, the game is rather fourth wall breaking and self-referential. In fact, Rise and Shine is basically a game about video games. Even you, the player, are a character of great power known as the Guide, and you are often mentioned by other characters Rise meets on his adventure. Rise and Shine knows what it is, that it is a video game, and that fact is built into the very DNA of the universe and the setting. To me, this is one of the most interesting and entertaining parts of this game, the setting. And of course, as already mentioned, with Link being the legendary warrior, this game has a lot of Easter eggs. And I mean a lot. It's practically a game within itself to find them all, and many may fly past you if you have not played every game on the planet. The basics of the game is shoot stuff and don't die, with a hint of puzzles and some minor platforming. This game is quite beautiful, featuring multi-layered drawn backdrops that all scroll across the screen at different speeds. It really does a nice job of adding depth to the otherwise 2D levels. The combat in the game is quite simplistic, featuring only one weapon, the aforementioned Shine. Upgrades for Shine are found throughout the game, giving you interesting options, though they tend to play out as more of a rock, paper, scissors scenario, where usually you require one or two of the options combined to progress past certain areas, enemies, and bosses. In order to shoot, you must first press a button and hold it to pull out Shine. This slows you down significantly, but allows you to aim and begin shooting your enemy. The combat did feel clunky at first, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes pretty enjoyable, having to make on-the-fly decisions of whether to shoot and leave yourself open, or focus on dodging damage, of which Rise can't take much of. There is a cover system, however only objects very clearly marked as cover can be hid behind. This ends up playing out that certain combat sections have cover, and they usually pretty near require it, while others are simply devoid of any cover, requiring you to jump around like a lunatic attempting to dodge fire. To be honest, I did this anyways, unless the cover was required due to pinpoint accurate enemies. The puzzles, which I mentioned earlier, come in basically what I see as two flavors. Easy to figure out but challenging to execute, and the rare puzzles that actually require some puzzle solving combined with trial and error. For the most part, the puzzles that required some skill, like the ones where you guide your guided missile through an obstacle course, those were pretty fun. I enjoyed them. But the other puzzles were a mixed bag, at least for me. While a couple were fun, requiring creative thinking, some were just straight up frustrating. They required the use of obscure aspects of upgrades that you either were never even told about, or were not properly introduced to. One in particular required you to stick a shot to an eye using the explosive upgrade. That's fine, except you've never used this before, and it's never said that you can even do this. You just have to get lucky, decide to max out the range on the explosive shot, and happen to stick it to the eye, or at least learn that it can happen. This puzzle took me longer than I'd like to admit, and it killed the forward momentum I had, thus the enjoyment. But the biggest problem I had with Rise and Shine was the difficulty. Not that it was too hard, but there were way too many cheap deaths. I found the amount of things that would kill you with no warning to be an extremely frustrating event after a while. I get that respawning is part of the lore, but I'd rather the game not force me into so many situations that required respawning just to understand and deal with the threat. There is a large amount of instant kill attacks by not just bosses, but many enemies during your journey across Gamearth, many of which are cheaply placed to take you out while running with no way of seeing them. Combine this with the fact the game doesn't even resave at any point during combat sections aside from particularly long boss fights, means it's possible to fight for minutes taking on wave after wave of challenging enemies only to get insta-killed by one mistake or misjudged dodge even at full health, and have to do it all again. This really came to a point when you face the final boss in the game, which features what you will come to know as the Rise and Shine standard of 3 phases. Pretty near any mistake got you insta-killed, and there's no checkpoints. You're one shot off of killing him and you jumped a split moment too early and died? Well, guess what? It's back to the beginning of the fight with you. Rise and Shine, while not mechanically perfect and sometimes frustrating, had a really enjoyable setting. The nods to past games along with jokes aimed at video games as a whole was enough for me to look at this game with a largely positive view. I give Rise and Shine 3 stars. If you're curious and want to check this game out, the link to its Steam store page is in the description below. If you played this game either on PC or Xbox One, let me know down in the comments, what did you think of Rise and Shine? Did you share a similar sentiment to me, or did your time with this game differ from mine? Well, until next time, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon. Goodbye.